everyone, it's me Hattie and I'm back for part 2 of Mariana's cottage. This is going to be the whole of the interior on this video and I'm pretty proud of the interior, to be honest. I didn't have a lot of space to work with, the house itself was quite small, and it's been a very long time since I have done a 30 by 20 interior because most of the builds that I work on or that I'm working on at the moment are all 40 by 30s. So it was a bit of a change to go back and try to cram everything into this build because honestly there wasn't a lot of space, but I did try my best with it. So I thought I'd start with the kitchen because I forgot to do that in my last build, and that is one of the rooms that I do want to do as being one of the first rooms that I do decorate in my builds. So for the kitchen, I got a little bit stuck on what to do and I tried out some various things. I tried out some wallpapers. I haven't did a pink or purple kitchen in a really long time, so I thought that would be a good decision for this room. And at this point, I was trying out the flooring. I went for something a bit unusual and something that I haven't gone for before. So I just did this little pattern on the floor and I really like it, to be honest. I think it looks really nice when all the furniture's in and I just like it. I think it just goes with the build and I was happy with the way that that turned out. Then I was adding some counters. I decided to go for the grey and white colour. I think that they're the only ones that really match this room, and to be honest they're probably my favourite ones at the moment. I use those quite a lot in my builds and I just think the colour went really nicely, so I was really having some trouble trying to match some counters for this room, but I think I did a pretty good job with those. So I was happy with that, and I was just lighting up the area and I was adding bits and bobs around to the kitchen. And it's really strange actually because I did come down to the kitchen, I think maybe like 30 or 40 minutes into me building the upstairs. I changed the windows on the upstairs floor because I wanted to fit a storage cabinet in. When we get there I'll show you, but I wanted to do that, so I did come down to the kitchen and I did change the two windows by the door and I just put one there, so I was pretty happy with that. And at this point, I was trying to decide whether I should put a mirror there or whether I should just have this sort of storage cabinet. I don't know what that is. It's like a blackboard. I don't know. Chalkboard? No. I don't know. I don't know. I used to have one of those though. And in fact, I had to decorate one of those for my school because we used to have this cafe on at school and they said to me, well, they asked me if I could decorate this chalkboard they had, and it was humongous. I spent, I think, 48 hours just doing a display for that for their coffee morning. It was very strange, but I managed to get some time off school from doing that, so win-win. So anyway, I was adding some pillars. I was trying to decide whether I should put them in. I, in the end, decided not to because I just didn't really like the pillars there. And then I was going onto the hallway. The hallway was really dark for some reason, and I couldn't work it out why it was so dark. I just don't know. Like, I can't explain it. But the wallpaper was really, really bright, so I'm not sure. But I just thought they looked a little bit dark, so I added some lights around and things like that. I also remembered a centerpiece, so I was happy with remembering that. I really like that centerpiece, to be honest. I love sunflowers, and I just think they look really homely. It's just such a beautiful flower, or a range of flowers, I think. Yeah, it's nice. I looked around the house once and it had sunflowers in. And I must have been about 7 or 8 when I went round. But that's the only thing I remember about the house is that it had sunflowers in the middle. So I don't know, I like it. So that was nice. And I just added some storage round about the area because I wanted a study, but I didn't have enough room for it. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll have the study leading off to the outside of the garden so that the family can just have the study in the hallway. So nothing unusual about that, but that's what I thought. I thought that it would be an open plan hallway and that would really maximise space because that would mean that I could fit more things in rather than having them being little boxy rooms. So that's what I was deciding. I was at this point really, really struggling because I was trying to match the hallway as best as I could because I thought that the wallpaper looked really, really good and I loved the sunflowers, but I just couldn't figure out what colours I wanted around them. So I had a bit of a hard time deciding whether to go for white furniture or brown furniture. But I think in the end I chose white, and I mean, I try my best to match everything, but it's so difficult in The Sims 4. I wish that we could choose, and I wish we could pick out our own colours for the build and have a colour wheel, but, you know, we don't, so it's fine, it's all fine, but, I mean, that would, of course, have been my solution to this, but I tried to match it as best as my abilities could. So Then I was adding a little seating area just somewhere else for the family to sit. There's actually a lot of seating around this house, which I was quite happy with. So that is something that the build does have, which is quite nice. So I was trying to then add a wall piece next to the study area because I just thought it looked a bit plain without one, and I didn't really know what to add here. So I added one of those little group like logo things. I don't know what they're called, but I think that we got them in the Sims 4 get together, but I'm not too sure. But I think that's the symbol of the club you're in. But again, like I just don't know. But I just thought it looked nice for the walls, so that's why I added it. Then I was on to the lounge part. Now the lounge is pink, and if you don't like pink, then you could just change it. It's really easy to change, to be honest, because the beautiful thing about this house, or at least I think what's really nice about it, is the fact that you could just change one of the wallpapers and it wouldn't really affect the build. It really wouldn't. I mean, I just use pastel colours, so you could change this room to be any colour. Just depends. And you could do it really easily as well. You just have to change the wallpaper and those sofas, and then that's it. The whole room colour's changed. So it doesn't really matter. And then I was just going around and I was adding some bits and bobs to that chest of drawers there. I think that's really nice, and I like it because it's not too big and it doesn't bulk up the room too much, because I think that if I had a fireplace or anything, it would just be so big for this room. And I don't know if a build like this would have a fireplace. I'm not sure. Well, then again, it does have a chimney, so I should hope so, but I'm not sure, actually. Maybe they'd have a modern one, but even then, it would have been a bit of a squeeze to put in there. But you could change it if you want to, and you could put a fireplace in. I just thought that it would be a good idea if I just put a chest just there, just to keep some items on. And I had a chest in my old house, so that's where we used to keep the DVDs and board games. So I thought it would be quite nice to put something like that in, and I was happy with it. But it's really strange because there used to be DVDs about, but you never hear of them anymore because everyone's talking about Netflix. In fact, I don't buy DVDs anymore. Gosh, hasn't it changed? But wow. Anyway, this is the dining room in here. So this room I wanted to keep with the whole sunflower theme, which I think I did. I think that it does look a little bit sunflowery in here. So I put some on the table, and I also put a picture. In fact, I put two pictures in because I put this one in as well. So I was happy with how that turned out, and I put a grandfather clock in because I like that, and it looks like it's been there for a while, and I like it. So I put that in. Even though it is a modern build, I'm going to try and remember that grandfather clock for whenever I can because I like it. It looks like a family home then, and I'm quite happy with the way that that turned out. But I'm not actually sure of what kind of family would live in this house. I mean, I might have a single mum and daughter living here, or maybe just a small family, maybe just like a mum, dad, and a daughter, or something like that, because I think that the house is very girly, so I'm not sure. I like to have small families sometimes, so I might do that. But at this point in the bathroom, I was trying to decide where I'd have the centerpiece for the toilets. And I was trying to have something over the toilets and have like maybe a picture or something. I don't know, that's what I was thinking. So then we're on to the upstairs, and the upstairs I was just figuring out the layout, where everything would go, and I was having a bit of a hard time just figuring out where the rooms would be and what I'd have in those rooms, because I couldn't decide whether I'd just have them all being bedrooms or I'd go for hobby rooms, and it was very difficult. It was just a really strange thing because I couldn't decide. And usually I do have a hobby room upstairs, but I did decide that what I'd do instead of having a hobby room is have a place in the hallway that would be a little hobby area, and then just have the rest as bedrooms and a bathroom, because I wanted to have maximum space in this house. Then again, maybe more people would live in this house. Actually, maybe I'd have a family living here. I don't know. But I was back to the kitchen, so this is the bit that I mentioned before. So what I did is I had to move the two windows and just have one in the middle. And the reason for that is because I was trying to fit in a storage area upstairs, because I wanted somewhere that the family could have as a storage cabinet. And that would be maybe for, let me think what that would be for. That would be for the walk-in closet. That would be for maybe the boiler. I don't know if you have boilers upstairs. I'm not sure. It's really strange though, because there's this new law in England where I don't know what it is. In fact, my mum was trying to tell me about it the other day, but it's when you have you have to have your boiler a certain distance from your house, and it's really strange. I don't know if that's all parts of England, so just don't don't get me confused on that one because I'm just not sure. But that's what happened with my parents' house because yeah, the boiler was too close or something. I can't remember. But anyway, this is the upstairs hallway or I suppose, area that leads off to all these rooms. And I wanted to make it a little bit special, so I didn't want it to feel really cramped because oftenly in a house like this, it would be very easy to make it feel very boxy and it wouldn't really be a big area for the Sims to use. But I did want to make it a little bit bigger, so that's why I started adding various things around the hallway. But this was the children's bedroom, so I thought that I'd attempt this room first. Originally, I didn't have a plan for this room whatsoever, but then I thought about it and I thought, oh, what if this little girl wants to be a pop singer? Or little boy, could be either, but I'm probably just going to go with the little girl for this room. And I just thought, that would be nice. So I thought about it and I thought actually that would be a pretty fun idea because I think that most girls when they're young want to be a pop star. I don't know. That's what I got in my school, but I'm only saying girls because I went to an all girls school, so I don't really know what boys want to be at that age because I just don't know. Like I went to an all girls school for I think 10 years of my life, so I am just not in a situation where I can say. But I personally wanted to not be a pop star. In fact, I wanted to be really strange things when I was older. I wanted to be, oh, this is really strange, but when I went to Disney World, I saw there was these ladies that were emptying out these pearls into this like cabinet and they were making necklaces out of them. And I think this was Epcot, but I'm not sure. The theme park in Florida, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I wanted to be one of those women. It's really odd, isn't it? But that's what I wanted to be. And I think that stuck with me for about 2 years. And every time someone asked me what I wanted to be, I was like, oh, I want to be one of those ladies that look after the pearls at Disney World. So it's really odd, but I don't know. Never wanted to be a pop star or anything. So that was that. But this is the bathroom in here. I just thought that I'd leave it quite plain and I wouldn't go with anything too over the top or too fancy, so that's why it stayed like that. And then these two rooms were both bedrooms. I thought about having one of them as a hobby room, but then I changed my mind. And I just thought that if it was a hobby room, then it wouldn't have been very practical because I wanted the maximum amount of space in this house as possible. So I just thought 3 bedrooms would be a good shout on this one. And it's quite rare that I do this in my builds. It's quite rare that I have a 30 by 20 with maybe 3 bedrooms. That's quite a lot, but that's what I went with in the end. And they're pretty big as well, which I'm quite happy with. So that was nice. I was putting in some feature walls here, which I really, really like. So that's just what I decided to do, just a bit of gingham in there because I never put gingham in my builds. I should do that more often. And this room was a bold room by the end. It was quite a bright blue room and I was really happy with it by the time I finished it. I was really happy with the choice of rug, which you're going to see in a second. But this room I was just filling up and I was just putting some various things in. I was really trying to make it match and make it look nice. So I was really happy with it in the end. I put a feature wall in there as well. But that is the build. So I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you all for future videos. Thanks so much for watching and I'll speak to you all soon.